You thought Theseus was a hero. You were lied to. Sent him to the infinite labyrinth, he used a princess's desperation to carve a path of blood, but at the absolute center, he didn't find a roaring demon. He found a lonely prisoner waiting for salvation, so the sociopath slaughtered him and built a despotic empire on a lie, leaving broken lives in his wake, while the true Starry One finally returned to the cosmos, which is exactly why. For centuries, the world above called him a monster, a mindless beast driven by insatiable hunger, buried in the earth to hide a king's ultimate sin. But the beast had a name, Asterion, and his prison was not just a cage, but a lone...
Another cycle in the galaxy. I am the creator of this stone sky, and I am entirely alone.
In the absolute center of the abyss, bathed in a singular shaft of starlight, he waited, not for flesh, but for a redeemer.
Let the metal of salvation pierce this dark. Deliver me from this material world.
Above ground, under the unforgiving Mediterranean sun, a false savior arrived to answer the tribute. Theseus, crown prince of Athens, driven by noble heroism, but by a chilling, calculated addiction to glory.
Your father's kingdom is suffocating you, princess. Give me the means to navigate the dark, and I will pull you into the light.
He is my brother, but this island is a slaughterhouse. Promise you will take me away from this blood-soaked throne.
A desperate survivor, her fatal flaw was placing her trust in a new tyrant to escape an old...
When the black sails return to Athens, they will carry a living god.
And so, the false savior descended into the cosmic womb, armed with the hubris of the surface world. He did not view the labyrinth as a place of terror, but as a theater for his ascension.
Let the others feed the dark. They are acceptable losses.
Deep within the stone galleries, Asterion felt the vibration of violence. The ritual had begun.
The Redeemer walks the galaxy. I must go to the center to meet my end.
Through false corridors and dead ends, the architect's madness tried to break his mind. At the heart of the madness, the geometry resolved. The chaotic maze became a sacred path.
So this is where the beast hides. A temple for a monster.
He arrived ready to conquer violent chaos, but the architect of the abyss offered only peace. Encountering submission challenged his worldview. A hero needs a monster to slay.
You carry the light of the upper world. Have you finally come to lift me from the dust? I come to claim my throne. Your blood is my crown!
There was no heroic struggle, only a slaughter in the dark, committed by a man who needed history to remember his name. He emerged from the labyrinth not as a savior, but as a monster wearing the skin of a king. Ariadne gave him the key to the abyss. In return, once she was no longer useful, he left her to the mercy of the tide. Her betrayal of her family taught him nothing was a different kind of exile. He sailed for Athens to claim his crown, his sociopathic master's triumph, but the black sails remained hoisted, his final fatal mistake. In his arrogant haste, the prince forgot the promise made to his father. He left the black sails hoisted. To the watching king, the dark canvas meant only one thing. His son was dead. With a single careless act, Theseus removed the final obstacle to the... He returned to Athens bearing the severed head of the philosopher, presenting it to the masses as a conquered demon.
The beast of Crete is dead! The sea has taken the king! I bring you a new dawn!
A civilization built on deceit, ruled by a man fundamentally incapable of peace. The public demanded a hero. He gave them a title. But far below the cheering crowds, in the absolute center of the dark, the Starry One finally slept, delivered from evil at last. The crown was secured, the rivals were purged, but a man forged in violence finds no comfort in the quiet of a conquered room. Without a monster to slay, the sociopath slowly becomes his own labyrinth. On the shores of Naxos, the architect of the hero's victory became a ghost, fortunate for the world that had forgotten her. She had treated a tyrant of blood for a tyrant of ambition. The currency of both was betrayal. With the beast dead and the daughter vanished, the geopolitical terror of Crete evaporated. King Minos learned too late that a crown built on divine deceit is as hollow as the wooden cow that forged his curse. The fool's hero escaped a physical stone, only to build an inescapable prison of paranoia within his own mind. Empires crumbled, tyrants died in fear, but deep in the earth the cosmic womb kept its silent promise. The flesh returned to dust. And the dust, at long last, returned to the stars. Athens did not become a beacon of light. Under the sociopath's rule, it merely became a labyrinth painted white. He had slain the prisoner, only to take his place as the monster at the center. The lifeline she offered was broken. The history written by the victors had no room for the priestess who saved them. Abandoned to the wind and the sword, she let the Mediterranean reclaim the lost daughter. And without the fear of the Minotaur to enforce his will, the tyrant Minos watched his golden empire crumble into dust. To maintain his grip, the savior demanded his own sacrifices. The black ships would sail again, but this time from Athens.
Bring me the next tribute. The people must be reminded who saved them.
But the tragedy of kings is bound to the earth. The Starry One had already inherited the infinite.
Uncover what history buried. Subscribe.